Okay guys, how you doing? Hope all is well in YouTube land, whatever part of the world that you were in. Alright, we got the stuff out of our dehydrator. We're going to continue with the series on dehydrating. In the last video we showed the process of dehydrating and what things look like. Now we're going to show you some of the things that we do with the stuff that we dehydrate and how we store the things that we dehydrate. I am wearing gloves for this because I don't want any moisture or the oils from my skin and my fingers to get onto the dehydrated stuff as I'm handling it, because once these have moisture in them again, then they're going to start, they can start going bad, and things that go bad are, well, they're bad. That's bad. We don't want things bad, we want them good. So we have our tray here of dehydrated tomatoes, and what we'll do is we'll just pull them off and we'll set them in a container of some sort. Like this here, we got this half-gallon jar with just a regular plastic lid on it. Once I will be getting some moisture absorbers, and when I do, I will put one in each one of my containers just to kind of help any kind of moisture that gets in the jar. But this jar here, we have 42 tomatoes in a half-gallon jar for storage. There's just really no other way to store that amount in that small of a space. So these dehydrated tomatoes, we will use these for making soups. We'll use them to put them on pizzas, put them in lasagnas, put them on spaghettis, because once you add them back into a liquid and introduce a little bit of heat, they will rehydrate and they will expand, and we may just do that in the next video, show you rehydrating the dehydrated stuff. But in this video, we're just showing you that I'll just take my little rubber spatula and just run it across my thing like this and get these tomatoes that we have dehydrated. Here I have a big gallon plastic container, and we will just put the dried tomatoes in here for storage. And once I get all these tomatoes in here, then we'll just simply put the lid on there, add in a moisture absorbing packet, and this will be ready to store for a really, really long time. I will give you a couple of examples. These are some banana chips that I did in May of 2012. That's well over 2 years ago, and these banana chips are still good. They're still good, they're still ready to eat, and they still have quite a bit of the nutritional value that they started off with, because they've been dried, and all that nutrition and all that flavor is now concentrated into the chips. They don't look the same, they look like they're bad, but everything changes when you dehydrate it. These are zucchini chips. These are some dried zucchinis. As you can see, they're still good. There's no mold. Here's some apple chips that I did, I guess it was spring of last year. They're still good. They're still ready to be stored for a long, long time. If you plan on using them, then you don't need to vacuum seal them. But if it's something that you're going to seal and store for a good long time, then you'll use a vacuum sealer, vacuum seal them up, add in an oxygen and a moisture absorber, and these things will last long, long, long time. So let me move these out of the way. Something else that we do is with our tomatoes is we will put them into a small food processor or a coffee grinder or any kind of a spice grinder. You can grind them up and you can make tomato powder. This powder here, you just add a little bit of water, and if you take out some of this powder, you add a little bit of water to it, then you'll have tomato paste. Add a little bit more water and you will have tomato sauce. Add a little bit more water and you'll have tomato juice. And then if you add even more water, you're just going to have red water, and that's not very good. So, but we'll get into that in a future video. But this has probably got about 20 tomatoes worth or so ground up for storage in a quart-size zip-top bag. So this is a great way to store things once you know the potentials of what you can do with it all. So like I said, we have separate jars for onions. We have separate jars for peppers. You can buy, if you find them on sale, you can buy big giant bags of vegetables and mixed vegetables, frozen vegetables, and just spread them out on your trays and dry them. That way they're dried and they're stored in jars or bags on your shelf versus taking up space in your freezer. So there you go. This is how we do our storing of the stuff after we have it dehydrated. Now if you're doing meats and jerkies, you'll need to do some research on it, because if you have any kind of excess fat in your meat, that fat will have a very hard time and it will go rancid fairly quickly if you don't refrigerate it and you don't store it properly. So that's why they always suggest you using the leanest cuts of meat for jerkies. That's just my experiences anyway. So like I say, just take your dehydrated stuff, put them into, this was an old mayonnaise or an old Miracle Whip or something like that container, and this will work great for storing dehydrated fruits and vegetables. So I hope this is helping out a little bit. If anybody is looking to get into some dehydrating, remember, if you are going to store a lot of stuff dehydrated, you are going to need lots of water to rehydrate and cook with, because this has no moisture in it. And since it has no moisture in it, they're like little sponges. They're going to soak up any amount of moisture they can get their hands on. They're going to soak it right up. So once they start rehydrating, then you need to use them. You need to use them right away. And if you find that you have a jar or a bag, something like that, where you see a little bit of mold growing or something like that, you need to immediately act, get those moldy pieces out of there, and use the rest of the stuff that's still good, use it up and get it out of the way, because you don't want to lose your entire batch of stuff. So I guess that's it for now. I can't think of anything else to say. Questions or comments, feel free. I'm going to go ahead and finish out all the rest of the stuff that we have. Remember, you can use old container jars if you're not comfortable using these to recan any kind of thing in. Save your jars, save the lids, and they're great storage vessels for dehydrated products. We're going to use this one for the peppers that we're dehydrating. And that's it for now. So we're going to get after it and get this stuff out of the way. You guys, thanks for watching. If I can do this, you can definitely do it. And I really believe that. So have a great day. Thanks for watching. God bless. The end. Buzz, buzz. The end.